Welcome, everyone, to the next edition of Unscripted and Unstoppable. I am your host, Laureen Quick, and we are here today in conversation all around women 50 and older who are navigating change and discovering what it means to step into their next chapter. This month, we are exploring a theme that sits just beneath so much of what we experience in midlife, but it isn't always named directly: beauty. Not in the surface sense, but in the deeper sense of what begins to return to us, what begins to feel alive in us again, what feels like you, authentically you, when you are no longer trying to be someone that you once were. There comes a point in our lives when the old definitions of who we were or who we are stop fitting. Once that is experienced, nothing quite holds the same meaning for us, and something quieter begins to ask for our attention. What actually feels true for me right now? What am I beginning to reclaim for myself? And today's conversation is part of that exploration. I am joined by Helen Raggett, who brings a perspective shaped by lived experience across decades of change. Helen spent over 30 years working in IT before being made redundant in her early 50s, a moment that could have marked an ending for her, but instead became a turning point. Having been introduced earlier to aloe vera through her son's skin challenges, Helen chose not to return to her previous career, but rather to step into a new path in health and wellness, one that she has now been walking for over 2 decades. Today, in her 70s, Helen continues to support others in taking a more proactive approach to their health, while also creating opportunities for financial independence and flexibility later in life. In this conversation, we're going to explore not only her journey of reinvention, but also the connection between inner health, our immune system, our digestion, and our overall well being, and how we can experience aging in our bodies and in our lives well. This isn't a conversation about fixing or reversing anything. It's about understanding things differently, about seeing differently, and perhaps even beginning to relate to yourself in a new way. With that, let's begin. Helen, I'm just jumping right in and asking you my first question today. What happens in your life? Well, what was
But
happening, I should say, in your life when you were made redundant?
yeah,
And how did that moment become a turning point for you? Tell us your
yeah.
story.
First of all, Lorraine, thank you very much for inviting me to this podcast. I started in IT in the 70s, and I thought I got a job for life. I worked all my way up, and then the last job I was actually got headhunted. So I thought, fantastic, I've got a career in front of me. Little did I know, 5.5 years later, I got made redundant when I was in my 50s.
Hmm.
I was really distraught. I don't know what to do. And I certainly don't want to go back to IT because my background was in IT. And I started IT in the 70s when there's no internet, no laptop. By the time I got made redundant, technologies have moved faster and faster. And I said, no,
Mhm.
it's too much and stressful and a lot of pressure at work. So I really don't want to go back. So I didn't know what to do. I look at everything. As you mentioned earlier, I was introduced to aloe vera, which helped my son with his skin uh, issues. So I look at it because I love the product. It has helped my son. I can see the benefit. And I look at the company that I associate with, and it really quite, what's it, ethical. And the what things that attracts me to finally decide to go into it is the flexibility of working from home.
Mhm.
Before lockdown, before the pandemic, you never heard of people working from home. And I really don't want to go back to the corporate world. Definitely not in my background from the industry I was with. And to start another industry, I basically got to start from square one, from the beginning, because quite honestly, how being a woman in her 50s, a lot of time companies not really want to employ you
Mhm.
because you are, as they say, they are still very much a man's chauvinist place. And also being a woman, they are probably looking at family, looking at everything. And they have to pay me a lot of money for my experience when they can get somebody come out from college a lot more ambitious, a lot more energetic. So because of that, I know I didn't want to go back and definitely don't want to start another career in the corporate world because that means I have to go back to square one again. And haven't made redundant, I completely lost my confidence and my self-belief and self-worth, which I think some people may can relate to it. And to go for another job, that means I could go back from the bottom and restart again. That's not going to help my morale, not going to help my confidence. So I decided don't want to go back. And then I look at it, this business, I thought I can work from home, I can help people, and it's very flexible. So why not? And the rest is just history. And that's how got me into doing aloe vera. And also, I'm always grateful for it is over time through personal development, it rebuilt my confidence and my self-belief. Because in the early days, I think anybody who have started a job will find that it's very different from a corporate world to become self-employed or entrepreneur. There's a lot of mindset change, fully mildly. And I keep beating myself up. I think there's something wrong with me. Why didn't people interested in what I do or whatever? But it takes me a long time to find out it's not for, there is
Mhm.
no one, what do you call it, one price fits all. There are so many jobs, every job's got more than one person in any profession. So it doesn't suit everybody. So it takes me a long time to learn that, but it had helped me to improve my confidence and self-belief, and much more so than when I was in the corporate world.
Well, and it gives you a hand in your own destiny, right?
Yes,
It's
it is. I can decide my own destiny. Yeah,
exactly.
not rely on other people. It is scary. I must admit, it is scary. Yeah.
You're talking to a serial entrepreneur. And listening to your story, it made me remember back to when I was younger and beginning to become a business person, owning my own business. And you're right, it is quite an adjustment because you are the buck stops here, right?
Yeah.
You either did it or you didn't do it.
Yeah.
And it's you working. And so there is a lot of flexibility, but there is also a lot of work. There's a lot of effort
Yeah.
that
It is.
goes in. And at the same time, the rewards are exponential.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is. It is
Yeah.
because you see that you're helping the person, whatever it is, whether it's product or service, you are helping that person to be better or give them a solution. So it is very satisfying and very rewarding. However, there's so much more to do to become an entrepreneur comparing in a job, you only concentrate in one area, whereas you have to concentrate in so many areas. And it is daunting and scary.
It is. But in my opinion, it's totally worth it.
Yes, I'm unemployable now. I said
Uh-huh. Oh, yes,
I won't want to go back.
I've tried and I make the worst employee. I really do. So I'm going to be for the rest of my life, whatever that might be. I am an entrepreneur.
Totally
Um,
agree.
yeah,
Totally agree.
it's the only way I want to live my life. Okay, I was going to say something and it just flipped out of my head. So we'll just keep going on then. When you think about as you first got started, there might have been an
Yeah.
inclination for you to say, oh no, I can't do this, and I'm just going to go back and do what I know. What helped you to keep saying yes as you navigated that transition into entrepreneurship? How did you do that in your mind or in your heart?
Um, it was scary, as I said.
Hmm.
And I remember in one of the personal training that I look into, they said, say yes first and then work out how. And it's there's always ways to do it. You just need to look into it, research into it, or ask for help or anything like that. It was very scary at first when I started it. I don't, and also I was a very shy person. I would never agree to come on a podcast if you asked me 20 years ago.
Look at
I was very
you.
shy to talk to anybody. And one thing I pushed myself to go out and talk is I start doing face-to-face networking.
Okay.
And I thought if I go out and talk to people, I can't go to a networking meeting and just stand in a corner. I have to talk to people. I have to push myself out of my comfort zone. And I remember the first few times I did, I was shaking like a leaf. I thought I feel that my face was exploding, was bright red. I was shaking like a leaf. And then the more I do it, the better you get as in anything. It just practice, practice, practice. And every time I finish, I think back and say, what did I say? Or what should I say? How can I improve it? And over time, I improved. But it is scary, but in anything, you only get better as you keep going for it. I mean, later on, I even pushed myself to do a presentation within the company. It was very small, only about half a dozen people, a dozen people. And then I think the biggest I ever did, which wasn't expected, it was one day that the managing director was coming down and they were asking me, would you like to do a small part? I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I agree. And then when I
Yes.
stand up, as they said, say yes first. But one good thing is I'm very short and the podium is blocking half of the audience in front of me. So when I stand there, it doesn't look that many people, but I was told there was over 100 people.
Wow.
And but it looks very small because the podium block all the people sitting in the front. I can't see their faces. So yeah, it does slowly, slowly push me out of my comfort zone, but
Mhm.
you just have to do it. And if you can find somebody to help you or support you, my husband is always very supportive. So it does help a bit. Yeah.
Yes. Well, and if not a spouse, then maybe good friends.
A good
Someone,
friend.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll always
Somebody.
have my friend Mary calls it a cheer squad.
Yeah.
Always have a cheer squad in your back pocket, so to speak. So lots of lessons there. Just no matter whether you're starting a business or you're just shifting and changing who you are, start with small steps. Expect that you're going to be uncomfortable. Push yourself out of that comfort zone
Yeah.
and learn from every experience that you have.
Yes, you do. Yes, we have to learn from it because before, when people say no to me, I was so upset. I beat myself up. What have I done wrong? What have I forgot to tell them? Or what did I miss out from not telling that person or anything like that? But it takes me a long time to think there's nothing wrong with me. Not everybody interested in what I offer. Not maybe that's not for them. Maybe it's not the right time. Maybe they don't have the finances to get whatever I offered. So yeah, it takes me a long time to learn that. But I did beat
Not,
myself up a lot when I first started.
not to take it personally.
No, no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Because
don't do that. Yeah,
we do not know why many people, if someone says no, we have no way to understand fully why
no,
they said no.
no,
And to tell ourselves stories about how it must be us, that we did something wrong, that does not serve us. And there is no
no,
foundation in truth around that
no.
either.
Yeah, somebody did mention a couple of examples. Somebody mentioned one is if you go on holiday, you're on a plane. The stewardess come to you and offer you tea and coffee, and you said no, I want orange juice. They're not going to get upset and walk away because you turned them down. If you got a
Exactly.
retail shop and you go out and they open the retail shop, people walk in and out. Some people walk in and walk out without buying anything. Some people walk in and maybe come back months later to buy. But you're not going to get upset. The shopkeeper's not going to cry their eyes out if the person walk away. So why is it when it's our own business, we take it so personal?
I think part of it is, we're offering a piece of ourselves,
Yeah, we
but
are selling ourselves in many ways.
we are. And so, and we feel tender. especially when we
Yes.
first start. But
Yeah.
we get a perspective that allows us to be grateful for where we
Yeah.
are and who we talk to and what we learn from each person that we interact with, but we keep moving. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
we keep moving.
That's the way forward. Yeah.
Exactly. And so now, today, you are in your 70s.
Yeah.
What has kept you engaged? What has kept you growing as you've gone through this process?
Well, I'm always a very active person. I'm not a but I was an introvert, you could say, in the early stage. I was so shy, but I always like to do things and active. So I don't want to just say I'm in my 70s, I'm retiring and give up. I see myself that I got an opportunity. I got products help people in the health. I got an opportunity to help people to top up their income or pay their bills or pay their mortgages. Why not? And it give me, as you said earlier, it's very satisfying when you can offer people a solution or help the person and see the person from A to B and have improved. And it's give me a purpose, give me something to focus. So why not? And because I'm my own boss, I can work flexibly. I can do a lot, I can do a little bit. It's entirely up to you. I can still be active. I can still go out to do other things, but I can still do my business if I got the time. And so, yeah, I love it.
There is such beauty in that, right?
Thank you.
You're there is. It's an incredible beauty because to me it's like you're living it totally and completely in alignment with who you are. And age is not a factor.
No, I don't classify my age, and I don't feel that age should stop us to do anything. Yes, when you get older, we may be mobility issue, maybe we got more stiff with our joints and everything. But that doesn't mean you have to stop everything. I see some people who's 100 years old still doing things that people who are 50 said that they can't do. So I think a lot of things is in the mind. If you don't think you are old and you can't do it, then you will give it a try and you will do it. And as we start doing it, you get better. And before you know it, it's not a problem at all.
It's mindset.
Yeah,
It
a
truly
lot
is.
is a mindset. Mindset is the most important thing. I learned it from it's doing the start being my self-employed. I starting to learn about mindset, and it has helped me an awful lot. Yeah, it changed me completely. Not
And
only my confidence.
I think about what you just shared, and then also I know that we as women, when we get to this point in our lives, we want to make a difference in the world.
Yeah,
And so often women start businesses now because they're purpose driven. They
yeah.
are not doing it to build an empire, to make $1 million.
No,
They're doing
not
it to make
anymore.
a difference,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
staying connected to that passion, I think, I mean, it does bring out our beauty, our
yeah.
essence, and at the same time, it keeps us young
Yes,
and
it does.
connected to the world. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, as a woman, we always serve, whether you have a partner or you have children, we always stay first and we came last. So when we get to in our 50s or whatever age, that children grow up and left the nest, and we only got our partner, and you've been with that partner for some time. So
mhm,
it's a time that maybe thinking it's time for myself to do something for myself. And because women, I think generally because they like to serve, so doing something that can serve the world or give it back, why not? And it gives the satisfaction. It feels very rewarding. So, and when you feel rewarding and satisfied, obviously you feel happier. When you feel happier, you feel young, you look younger. So it's a knock-on
exactly.
effect, is it?
Absolutely. You described that perfectly. Perfectly. And so I want to shift a little bit and talk a little bit about the aloe vera, but and also what you know around the connection between your immune system, your digestive system, and skin health, especially as we age.
Well, aloe vera, um, A lot of people know that it's good for cut and burns. You cut yourself, you break a leaf and cut it and cover it to help for healing. The reason it helps healing very well is because it penetrates deep down to 7 layers of the tissues. And also, if you take it internally, it balances the immune system and digestive system. And of course, if your immune system is balanced, your digestive is balanced, you are less likely to get ill. You are much more healthier. And it also means we can absorb the nutrition from the food we eat and be healthier. And if we look after ourselves, not only internally and look after our skin, your
Mhm.
skin, our skin age as well. So we need to moisturize it. So we look after our skin all the time and take care of it. So we are looking after ourselves internally as well externally. We will be much healthier. I remember reading some articles a long time ago because the population is so big, the soil that grow our vegetables and fruits are over cultivated. We don't get the same nutrition as our grandparents have when they eat the fruit and vegetables. So because of that, a lot of times we need to take supplement to top ourselves up. So obviously everybody's different, but a lot of people think I'm eating healthily, I'm fine. But the thing is, do you think you might be eating healthily? I remember somebody said eating an orange, you think it got a lot of vitamin C. But because nowadays they harvest the fruit well before they're ripe. I know buying banana, a lot of times they're green, they're not yellow. So they don't have the nutrition. They put them in the warehouse to wait for it to ripe and then take it out to the shop. So we don't get the same vitamin C from the orange or any other. So the nutrition from the fruits and vegetables are much smaller in quantity comparing to our grandparents' time. And also the pollution and everything. I remember a long time ago, I drove in the motorway and there was a big sign on the side. There was some cows. They said, oh, it's organic because they can eat wild. But I thought, yes, they are eating the grass wild. They are not kept in a place. But the motorway, how much pollution is there? What are they breathing in? So they are not completely organic because they're right by the motorway. So we think we are eating healthily unless you live in somewhere completely rural and grow your own vegetables and fruit. We still, in my opinion, we still need to eat some supplement to top ourselves up to be healthy, especially as we get older. Our women more so, we're going through menopause. Our hormones are not balanced. We definitely need to balance our hormone and our health to be healthy.
So with that, then, you're making the argument for supplementation. What should we supplement,
I
in your
think
opinion?
everybody's different. I can't say as I said, it's not one food fit all. Depends on the person, their lifestyle, what they eat, as to what they have. Aloe vera is a good one because it got loads of amino acids and vitamins in there. So it's a generally it's very good. But however, you got to make sure the one you get is not diluted because a lot of the ones you buy from shops, they are diluted so that you can see the ingredient list, what is in there. If they're water first, that means there's not much aloe vera in it. And supplement wise, I think it depends on the person. There are some balancing women's hormones. So especially if women are going through menopause,
Mhm.
collagen is a good one for us, not just on the skin, but also internal because it helps to moisturize our skin and our organs. It's that way. So yeah, everybody's different and there's not one size fits all.
So for a woman listening today or watching, she would be advised then to do some research around her
Do
own
some
particular
research. I'm not here to
situation.
sell my products or anything. If
Yeah.
they want to know more, connect with me afterwards, but do some research, what they need, uh, or talk to their doctor or consultant because everybody's different. Their lifestyle is different. Their body works differently. Their gut is different. So I can't say this one works for everybody or that it helps, but
Mhm.
I can't guarantee anything. Yeah.
I like that you are like this, that you say yeah, my product isn't for everyone. You really do need to consider yourself and your situation first.
Yeah,
Um, my next question though is, and I really never did, I did not know this. I thought aloe vera was something you put on your skin, but you can ingest it.
you
You can
can
take
take
it.
it. Yeah. And
Okay.
the best is get the liquid form,
Okay.
not tablet form, because being a tablet, they have to condense it and heat it, so it lost a lot of its properties. Because aloe vera, if you have a plant, you'll notice that it's like apples banana. Once you break the leaves, it gone off very quickly. So unless there's a way to preserve it, is you think you are taking it, but they might not be very potent. So you are taking it, don't do you any harm, but might not do you any good either.
Okay.
So in the liquid form, it's slightly more potent. Also, there are over 200 types of aloe vera plants. So according to the company I'm with, the most potent, there are only 4 types that are most potent. But every other aloe vera plant, you cut and burn yourself, no problem, break it up, put it on. It does help because it penetrates deep down. So the healing is from the bottoms upward, whether it's moisturizing or healing. That's why it's sometimes it reduces the scarring and it helps people. It works better than other anti-setting cream just on the surface and you end up with a scar. That's the difference between that. Yeah.
Okay. So and I'm 67 and as I listen to you talk, Helen, I'm realizing I really do need to understand more about how I might supplement my body. Because I do want to age the best that I can, not just physically in terms of my outward appearance, but also internally. And then, seriously consider what, based on who I am and my history, what would be best for me. And there's multiple ways to do that. But then look at this seriously. That's the message I'm getting. That
That's
it's
that's
not
the
an,
one. Look at it seriously.
yeah.
Watch your lifestyle. Eat sense. Eat healthily. Yeah, whatever healthy is, everybody's different. Eat healthily. Exercise. Whichever exercise suits you. You don't have to go and run or jog for miles or run marathon. But whatever suits you. But don't just sit at home and do nothing. Do some exercise. Eat healthily. Look at what your body needs, supplement or aloe vera, whatever that is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you look pretty great for being in your 70s, I will say.
Thank you very much. One other thing is skincare. Look after your skin as well. I always been taught when I was young to start looking after my skin. So I always put face cream on my face, look after myself. So maybe that helps a bit. And also maybe it's my culture being Oriental. We don't age, we age differently.
Hmm.
So I don't know, but I've been drinking aloe vera 30 odd years. I've been using face cream since I was late teens. So I do look after myself very well. And I think I could say I'm eating quite healthily. I don't eat much junk food. Yeah, that helps. Yeah.
And do you feel like, we always talk about this prevention versus correction. Is it too
Mm.
late as a 60 some year old woman for me to start preventing versus trying to
Never
correct?
too late. It's never too late. If you can do something to help yourself and slow down the aging, then you are winning.
Hmm.
Is it we all, as we get older, we all aged, but we can slow down the aging process. A prime example is people like to lie in the sun. But the sun is good for you for vitamin D, but on the other hand, it got a lot of oxidants, so that makes you age. So
Hmm.
if you go in the sun instead of lying there and turn yourself like a lobster, only maybe go out half an hour or something like that and make sure you got sun protection on. Then it's
Hmm.
protecting your skin. Your skin got the vitamin D, but it's not accelerating its aging.
So
Then it's happening. That's a kind of prevention. That's just an example. Yeah.
wear that sunscreen, ladies. Wear that sunscreen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If nothing else.
Prevention is always better than cure. So don't wait till it's too late. Don't wait till you're ill before you start looking for something. Yeah.
And from your perspective, from your wisdom, what do you think are some misconceptions women have about aging, health, and beauty?
Well, a lot of women think, oh, I'm a certain age, everybody's different. Oh, I'm old. I can't do this, I can't do that. There's never you can't. Give it a try. You never know. If you tried it, you might like it, and you like it, you might continue to do it. If you don't like it, then don't do it. But give it a try. As I said, in my 70s. I'm 73 in June.
Mhm.
I do Tai Chi. I play badminton. I join a walking club, and I do dancing.
Good.
So, and I never do all that when I was working, when I was a full-time mom. Well, not full-time, I'm a full-time employee and a mom. I
Mhm.
don't have time to do all that. And now, because I have my own business, I got the flexibility. I start doing things. So I got myself a work-life balance. I can enjoy myself and also keep me fit. I don't have to do a lot. I can do a little bit. And it, that means you're moving all the time. You are healthier. And I got a work-life balance. And I can enjoy life a lot more.
It seems like when I do talk with women, we tend to start thinking as we're older that our world gets smaller and our lives are more restricted. And what you're saying is do the opposite. Forget all those
Yes.
stories and get out there. Get out there and
Go
start
out and
doing
make new friends. Yeah. Go
and
out and
be
make new friends and go out and meet people, go out and do things. The world seems smaller because we've stopped going out. We put ourselves into the house, a cocoon, and feels that, oh, I'm old. I can't do this. I can't go do that. I don't want to go out. I don't have the energy. I'm not fit. But a little step to build it up. You may not be fit, then go out and walk just round the block, or go out and just walk a little bit, and not maybe not every day, every week increase another 10 yards or more, and then you will be before you know it, you are walking a lot more, and you feel fitter and feel healthier that way, and go out into the nature. Even though you don't want to do heavy exercise, how about drive to a forest, go to a wood and walk around. You got
Mm.
fresh air. It makes you feel much livelier when you are in the nature. I'm lucky. I've got a dog. I have to walk her twice a day, and I live quite close to the woods. So twice a day I walk in the wood, and it's so nice and so beautiful, and you're breathing in the fresh air. So it makes you feel livelier and also make you healthier if you're breathing in the oxygen and doing the exercise and eating
Absolutely.
healthily.
Absolutely. You know, Helen, you mentioned something I want to go into a little further, and that was the power of friendship. Can you speak a little bit about how friends have made a difference in your life and encourage
Yes,
women more to make friends,
yes
new
and
friends?
no. It was interesting because I don't live in I am not born in UK.
Mhm.
I born and bred in Hong Kong. When I came over, I was busy working, and then I got married. I came over to marry my husband. So I got a job, and then we have children. None of our parents live in this country, so we don't have babysitter. So I don't have time to socialize, to make friends. So I go to work, the kids go to childminder, they come home, finish work, pick them up, get them to bed. Weekend, we go out to have a bit of, take the kids out to do something. Now, at my later age, I find that, yes, I have a lot of friends, but I don't have great mates, great friendship.
Mhm.
So I decided I'm going out to meet more friends. And I just joined a group which is called International Women Networking. They got all kind of women from all nationality, from all countries. And I go out just a couple of hours and meet them for chat. I don't have to go every week if I can't make it. I just go when I meet, and I go here and there and try to join. Why do I join a walking group? Because I can meet people. I can chat when I'm walking. And I feel that I like to make more friends because my husband's not well and he had a couple of stroke before. So it makes me thinking if something happened to him, I'll be very lonely. I've got
Mm.
two boys. they all grown up, they got their own family and they got their own life. I can't expect them to be with me all the time. But I like to go out with friends to meet people when I'm on my own. So yeah, why not go out and meet some people? It opens your minds as well. When you start talking to people, you find out something. Maybe that person eats something or from a culture or country. They tell you about their country, tell you about what food they eat or whatever. You learn something new every day, whether you know it or not. And I'm even learning another language. I'm learning Spanish at the moment. I never seem to stop. I seem to have more time now I'm older to do things than when I was younger, when I got to look after the children. So
And
I want to make the most of it, enjoy myself before my youngest got married last year, before I become a grandmother and doing babysitting duty.
I am right there with you, sister. I have done the same thing. I am gloriously living my best life, and I do just now have a grandson. He's going to be 2 in May, and
Congratulations.
they're bringing another one in May as well. So there'll be two of them to
Hi.
take care of, and they do take up time and energy, but
Yeah,
they bring a lot of joy. And at the same time, I still love all of the things that I do in my life. I hike a lot and I have a lot of good friends, a lot of good girlfriends that do things
yeah,
with me as well, go on adventures. But
yes.
really what I'm hearing that message is get out in the world, be
Go out.
connected, be a part of this.
Yeah,
Find the things that bring you joy and just do them, do them, do them, do them, do them, be them, be them,
exactly.
be them, be them. Yes.
Don't think that you are old. You're only as old as you think you are. I was talking to somebody, there was somebody told me their friends who are in their 90s still playing golf.
Hmm.
So, and there are people who are in the 50s and can't even go out. So, yes, if you got illness, I can understand you got ability issues, but otherwise, why not go out and enjoy yourself and meet more people and do something? Because now in our age or whatever, once you're over 50, your children's grown up, we are a free person, a free woman. You don't have to look after the kids. You got a lot more freedom and much freer. Go and enjoy life for the whatever time you have. Enjoy
Well,
yourself, treasure it, because now is the time. We give it all before. Now we have our own time to enjoy.
well said. And for this is my last question today. For the woman who says, "Oh, yes, yes, I agree with everything you say, but somehow I am stuck." And she knows there's more possible. What is one piece of advice as we wrap up the conversation today that you would give her listening
Well,
today?
it depends on why they feel stuck. Is it because they got the fear to go out? Is it they are scared to go out, or they don't know where to go, or whatever? There are a lot of organizations cater for elderly people, so they can
Mhm.
go and join them. Go and have a look and see if you like it. If you like it, join them. If you don't, then find another one. So you are you are not stuck. You're stuck only as we said earlier, is in the mindset. If you are scared, find a friend to go with you, keep you company to go. That so the friend will hold you accountable, will drag you out. And
Yeah.
so it's not so scary. You're not on your own. So give it a go. Try it. Don't let your mind put you off. Procrastination is the best thing for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say action creates momentum. So
Yes,
one
it
little
does.
step leads to another little step, leads to another little step, and the next thing you know,
Yeah.
you're running. You're running up a trail or
Exactly.
exploring a city or just having fun.
Yeah. Somebody said used to say how to eat an elephant, but that's not very nice, not very humanity. But somebody changed the story. How do you eat a banana? You peeled it first and then one bite at a time to eat the banana.
There you go. All right. Well, to my listeners and viewers, please, as you sit with this conversation, you might notice something subtle beginning to shift, not because you need to do anything right away, but because something in you heard, heard that there is a truth for you waiting to come out. And when something feels true, it has a way of staying with you and it creates, as you begin to express that truth, a beauty in your life that no no dress, no shoes, no makeup, no hair could
Yeah.
ever replace. It's an authentic, genuine beauty in your life.
Yeah.
And
If
maybe
I am
that's, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, if I'm a shy person from when I first came to this country over in UK over 40 years ago, who was a shadow of my husband, to now coming out to talk to people and even come to your podcast, I come a long way. So if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. And if I can do what I'm doing, believe me, you can do it as well. So here's two women being your cheer squad. We're here to cheer you on. So take whatever has spoken to you in this conversation and please rethink who you can be and become, and then take one small step, just one small step to move
Right.
you in that
Yeah.
direction. Before we close, I do want to thank Helen for sharing her story with us, her perspective, and her experience so openly. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so grateful for this conversation and for
Thank
the
you
way,
for inviting me. It's an honor.
of
It's my
course.
pleasure.
And for those of you listening, if you would like to connect with Helen or learn more about her work, you will find links in the show notes to this episode. And to you also listening, thank you for being here today, for your openness, for your willingness to be reflective, and for taking the time for yourself today to expand your world. Before we move on, I just want you to pause for just a moment and ask yourself, what am I beginning to see differently? And what might I be ready to reclaim in my life? If this conversation resonated with you as well, I would love for you to stay connected. You can find many reflections, conversations, and resources through my newsletter, Brilliant Beyond 50, or my blog, Your Next Chapter. Reach out to me, connect with me, and I can get you hooked up into those conversations as well. And so until next time, I would say to you, please trust what is beginning to return to you and step into your beautiful, gorgeous beauty. Thank you, everyone.